Hello and welcome to another match from the Rockman 2 Any Tournament. I'm Sinister1. I am joined today by my good friend and co-commentator Fast at CC. How you doing today, Fasta?
Not too bad. I'm excited to watch a round of 16 match here between Beefwatson and coolkid. Should be a good one.
Should be. What are we expecting from these guys? What do you think is going to go down today?
I mean, you have to consider coolkid to be a pretty heavy favorite here. He's the 2 seed in the tournament, and Beefwatson is an 18 seed. So, we're expecting a coolkid victory, but we've seen so many round of 3 or best of 3s go to 3 games here in the elimination round. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again.
I was just going to say that. I totally agree with you. Even number 1 seed Cypher has dropped a game, so anything is possible in Rockman 2. It's a game that heavily punishes very minute mistakes. If you're off by a couple frames or a couple pixels in certain spots, then you could lose anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. It's pretty brutal. So far, both of these guys handling Flashman stage with ease. They both have a pretty solid amount of health here, so even if things go awry in the fight, they should be okay. Let's see how they do.
So coolkid gets the flashless kill, and Beef takes a little bit of extra time to get him there, but does survive and move on.
Hey man, survive in advance. That's what you got to do in this game. That death has certainly happened to me. So yeah, it's about I would say it's about a 30-second death if you do die on Flashman. And that's typically a product of taking too much damage during the stage, which neither of them did. So they'll both be headed on into heat. They're going to pick up their item 3, which will allow them to start the zipping, which is what we're all looking forward to here. Getting through these stages fast, skipping a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I mean, heat. What do you look out for in heat? Like when you're playing this stage, what are you concerned about?
When I'm playing heat, I mean the first real difficult thing, the thing that can kill you in my mind, is this item 3 throw. And once I get that, I feel a little bit more confident. I think the place that you're more likely to see people die is either in the Yoka block section or against Heatman himself. A lot of runners are taking precautions to go into heat with a little bit extra health, so that's something we'll have to keep an eye on and see if the runners decide to go for a safety strat there.
Okay, I'm being told that they actually can't hear us because I don't think Feasel is unhosted. We're hosting Speed Gaming 2. Let me try to ping Feasel. Oh, he did message me. No, that was from before.
Alright, are we good now?
No, wait, I don't know.
In chat, it sounds like they can hear us now.
Oh, okay, they can. Well, everybody, you guys missed some epic commentary from
It was the best yet.
Me, Sinister1, and Fast at CC, who's joining me here. We had quite a discussion on what's going to happen, but to fill you in, we said that coolkid is the number 2 seed, so he's a fairly heavy favorite in this match that is a top 16 match, but that being said, anything can happen. We've even seen number 1 seed Cypher drop a game, so don't be surprised if this thing goes to 3, and we don't know who's going to win it either. Could be anybody.
Yeah, I mean, Beefwatson is definitely a veteran of this game. We can definitely expect a solid effort from him. He's played quite a bit of Mega Man 2, Rockman 2.
Yes, he does have a better time in normal mode. He does have a 27, so he's a pretty experienced player, like Fasta mentioned. And both of them finishing off Heatman, so they're headed to Air Fasta. This is the danger zone. We saw coolkid practicing this a little bit earlier, and he's so used to doing attempts. You know, he's still been grinding world record attempts, and switching to the granny air strat, as we call it, gave him a little bit of trouble, right?
Yeah, I mean, a safe strat's only safe if you've practiced it. I guess he was having a little bit of trouble with it, but it's not surprising when you try to go for something that you're not used to, even if it's technically should be easier.
Yeah, you would think that it would be a little bit easier because you're essentially you're taking intentional damage rather than doing extremely precise jumps. And we do see Cool Kid does go ahead. He switches over to Flash there, so he's at least going to do that. But I'm actually curious to see what he ends up doing because he was kind of experimenting with a few different strategies and trying to find one that he was comfortable with. So let's see. And he is going to take that first damage. That looked pretty intentional. So yeah, it looks like he's going with the Nero strat, I believe is what that one is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, does it quite well. We'll see if Beefwatson can get through here. The little jump into the Thunderlord there always scares me.
So both of them have made it through. Unfortunately, Beef took some extra damage from that final Lightning Lord. He is going to be at risk when he goes to fight Airman. Of those 5 different patterns, there are a few that are unfavorable and will hit you no matter what you do. And he can only take 2 hits.
Yeah, so hopefully he doesn't get 3 undodgeable patterns in a row. If you get just 1 you can dodge, then you're okay. So typically with this amount of health, you're fine, but Airman can just decide to kill you when you're...
Yeah.
He's going to go ahead and take the health.
Yeah, that's very wise as well. When you're in that situation, you should absolutely, in a tournament setting, take the health. So that was a blessing. This is, of course, Rockman 2, which the drop rate is much lower, so very lucky that he got that. But now he's even in better shape than Cool Kid to take on Airman. Let's see how Cool Kid does it. He gets a really favorable pattern there, takes some intentional damage, another nice pattern. He's going to get a really... Oh, he missed the final damage boost, but he still gets a good kill.
Kills him before he jumps. That's a really good kill.
Yeah, that is satisfying. Beef, on the other hand, getting the worst pattern to start, and then getting the legacy pattern, and then finally getting a good pattern when it's kind of too little too late. So he's going to lose a little bit more time, but I think the important thing for Beef here is that he just kind of stays in it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think in this game, especially when you're the underdog, you just want to try to keep things close and put yourself in a position to take advantage if your opponent makes a big mistake.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for, absolutely. So, you know, early game, we didn't see any mistakes from either player that were big, so that's kind of good. You want to see things getting close as we get later into the game. Cool Kid, of course, is going to do the trick that is named for him, Biggie. So let's see if he's able to hit that. Very precise item 1 placement. Gets the first one, take the damage boost. Second item 1 placement looks good. Trigger looks good, but he doesn't get the jump. So what does this mean for him, Fasta?
It's not the biggest deal in the world. This is going to end up costing him, I think this failure is about 8 seconds or so over getting the standard Biggie. It's going to be a little bit slower than Beefwatson here if Beef is able to set up the second screen zip.
And it looks like Beef did. So Beef gained a nice amount of time, and he did get that nice jump at the end there, which saves you about another probably 1.5 seconds. So he's gained a little bit of ground here. Nice job by Beef.
Yeah, not bad.
Cool Kid more than making up for it in his climb, though. As you can see, his movement is just pristine. He's got to drop these item 3s very precisely. Gets the first one. I'd say that's probably the most important one. Really don't want to get hit and knocked down from that screen. And he is progressing very nicely here. I think you're going to see Beef doing a slightly more conservative variation.
Yeah, we'll see if he does the 3 item 3s in this screen here. Oh.
Yeah, he's going to go for just 2. That's not a very big time loss. I think, you know, that's really not what's going to make the difference in this race. The difference in this race is going to be, is Cool Kid going to have a big mistake, and can Beef have a relatively consistent run? And we see a nice quick kill there from Cool Kid. I don't know if Beef has learned that, so we'll have to see if he goes for the Prizzy kill. You basically are just shooting to the left there to manipulate Clashman, and then he can do one of 2 jumps. You have to react very quickly to alter your positioning, and no, he just goes for the standard strategy.
So the standard strategy is fine unless you get the pattern that Beef did with the 2 longer jumps, and so
right.
you have to kill him with the 3rd volley there.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate. So he's still in range, though. It was a nice stage overall. I think, you know what, Beef has to be pretty satisfied with his play to this point. He hasn't had any really big mistakes, and he's given himself a chance. Yep.
But you can see, you know, Cool Kid pulling away a little bit stage by stage. Even missing Biggie, I think Cool Kid probably picked up a little bit of time on Beef and Clash there. Just on the strength of his climb. Ooh.
I would agree, but he is going to lose about 4 seconds, missing that first item 1 setup. He does get it the second time around, so Beef with a small opportunity to capitalize on some time gain here. Beef elected to pick up that first one up, which insinuates that he may go for the dog scrolls. It could just be insurance, though. We will find out later. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Beef getting himself into some trouble there. That is one of the most awkward item 1 setups. I really... That one compared to any other one in the game is so different.
Yeah, you have a lot of 1 item and 2 item setups, but that being a 3 item setup just feels a lot different than the other ones.
So Beef is not going to gain time there. Cool Kid needs to avoid the soft lock here, and he stops well short of the door, gets some good wiggles, so he is into the hallway. No worries there.
Yeah, those are very fast wiggles. That's impressive.
Let's see what kind of luck we get on Quickman. Quickman's another very random boss, but Cool Kid is an expert at handling all the different patterns, and he patiently waits and gets his 7 shots in there, so no missed shots means he's not losing any time.
Yeah, that was a very wise, kind of patient fight there.
And Beef stopping well short. Also, he does get into the corridor, so no soft locks here for either of our runners. We're very glad to see that. And Cool Kid gonna head to wood. Beef may be going to metal. We'll find out momentarily. And Beef getting a nice pattern there to start. Really nice fight for Beef.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, if you want to go metal or wood 6th, it really doesn't make a difference. I think we see most runners go to metal 6th, but it's, player preference.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very, very minute advantage to metal first, which is if you get yourself into a situation where you get kind of trapped above the second dog in dog scrolls, you have to have metal blade, otherwise it's a soft lock, but it's extremely rare, so Cool Kid not getting himself into that position. He nails the second screen and third screen zips.
Beautiful. Very good scrolls.
Yeah, Cool Kid, he's starting to find his rhythm here, I think. And as you can see, Cool Kid actually does not switch to quick because he's such an experienced runner with Mega Man 1. He's used to this one frame setup that you have to do with item 1. He gets it the first try.
Of course he does.
Yeah, you have to press down and B on the exact same frame for only a frame in order to get that trigger. That's why you see most players switching to quick, because quick allows you to do it much with a much bigger window.
Yeah,
So,
I found that to be a different feel in this game than it is in Mega Man 1. Because in Mega Man 1,
Really?
you're climbing a ladder into pushing down, whereas this you're holding right into pushing down. It's a little bit different as far as just kind of the muscle memory of it.
That's interesting. I mean, yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, I guess you're kind of approaching it from a different way. Well, great stage for Cool Kid there, and Metal Man is finished over there on Beef's side. So Beef is still keeping pace here. He has to stay within one big mistake, and I think he's done that so far.
Yeah, wood is a longer stage than metal, so it looks like Beef kind of closed the gap there, but we'll see where they're at after this next stage.
Yeah, Cool Kid is definitely on a solid 27 pace here, no question about that. And Beef, of course, his PB in this game is 28:30, so he has his work cut out for him. He's really, again, he needs Cool Kid to make some kind of mistakes here. And this is actually a potential for soft lock here. Cool Kid triggers his zip too early. Thankfully, he didn't. But that is a soft lock in metal that you rarely see. It's a frame perfect trigger.
Yeah, so we're seeing Beef show the alternate strat here, which is flashing the dogs. He gets a little mini zip there on the second one, so he'll be able to get past the third dog without stopping. Cool Kid scrolls probably saved a good 3 or 4 seconds on that.
Agreed.
Yeah, the dog scrolls are a bit riskier for a race setting.
Yeah, I think, you really just have to have the comfort level to do that kind of thing in a race, and just comfort with backups too. Like, if knowing what goes wrong, because each screen you mess up, it's like a different way that you have to do a backup.
Yeah. Cool Kid is just crushing it right now. That was a really good metal stage.
Yeah, he is on a pretty nice pace here as he's headed into the final Robot Master Bubble Man, and I believe Cool Kid does go for the item 2 zip, if I'm not mistaken. So we may see that's rare. Very few people in the tournament go for it. It's a small time save, and it really is a big punish. So you can see him going for it here, and he's not even doing the safer variation. He actually mowed down that first toad or frog or whatever you want to call it, but he's through. So he's through screen 1. That is a danger zone. And that's going to allow him to attempt the zip later in the stage, but he's got to get it on the first or second try to break even or gain time.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to see people just chain fail the item 2 zip and lose a bunch of time, but coolkid's pretty consistent with it.
He is. He has kind of an alternate setup that you see most people do. He kind of goes around from the left side rather than the right side. So here we go. He is ready to set it up. He's going to take a little bit of intentional damage so he can make it through the spikes here. And first try. How about that?
Very nice.
Well, like you said, he's pretty consistent with it. So coolkid, yeah, pretty nice door time there. He's well below 15 minutes. So he is going to be sub 16:30 coming out of robots pretty easily, as we see Beef struggling with that first item 1 zip here. But it looks like he's got the setup now. And did he miss the A trigger? Ooh, he missed the A trigger.
Team B trigger for life.
I agree. We are both members of Team B Trigger, so B finally making it through there. Coolkid looks like he's going to be teleporting out here with a 16-17 teleport. That is quite strong.
Yep, very, very good. Definitely low 27 pace.
Yeah, you're going to expect about between 11 minutes and 11.5 minutes Wily stages if Coolkid's able to avoid any major mistakes. But Wily stages are filled with lots and lots of perilous tricks. So, Coolkid's actually in an interesting situation. We had discussed this earlier. If you have a big enough lead on your opponent, there are some options that you have in the Wily stages. So I'm interested to see if he's going to take any of them or if he's just going to kind of go with his tried and true difficult strats.
It's hard for me to imagine, especially in a game 1, that Coolkid's going to back off his strats too much, but we'll see.
I would agree. I think his tendency is probably to just kind of go with what he's comfortable with. But an example would be the second zip in this stage. If you just skip it all together, it's very easy to skip. All you have to do is be able to grab a ladder. And then you're losing about 3 to 4 seconds to your opponent, only if they actually hit it, which with anybody, it's not guaranteed. So now if Coolkid were to miss this zip, and let's see if he does go for it. If he misses, that's about roughly a 20-second time loss. So he is going for it, and he does nail it.
Of course he did, and of course he does.
Yeah, it's a little too easy for him, I think, is the problem. If it posed any kind of difficulty risk, then maybe he'd reconsider. But no, I think it's just a little too free.
Yeah. Yeah, giving up those 3 or 4 second advantages here and there in order to, keep your consistency and maintain a big lead, that's definitely something that's understandable.
Yeah, because right now, the only thing that could set him back here is if he were to kiss the dragon. That's gonna actually put Beef in front. But Coolkid easily getting that kill, so he's gonna head into Wily 2, and he's gonna have another opportunity. This is actually a backup strat that I don't think anybody's actually done or seen in this tournament. It was one I kind of had in my back pocket if I were ever to be in a lead large enough, but I didn't. Oh, Beef escaping narrowly.
Good reaction there.
But yeah, Beef getting away there just in time. If he had fallen, he would have taken quite a time loss. So Coolkid can actually get this first item pickup with either item 1 or 2. He elects to skip it all together. So he is putting himself at risk here in the later stages, because if he makes some mistakes, he may run out of item 1. And of course, this zip is a little dangerous. As you can see, he does trigger it. My goodness. Wow, what was going on there?
I guess he just missed the left button because he never actually turned. He was jumping.
He never turned. He must do like a super. Oh no.
That's unfortunate. That's a pretty big death.
One of the biggest. So Beef, hopefully he knows to get that. Oh, he didn't get the item refill there. I hope he has enough item 1 still to get through here. You do. This is one area of the game where item 1 is actually required, and I think he's gonna have just enough. He will probably go to 0. Well, okay, he's just gonna skip using it to get up to the higher portion of the ladder.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't quite catch what happened there. I think he just messed up the timing on dropping from the middle block to the bottom one and didn't manipulate the dragon into not firing.
You know, I missed it too. I think we were both kind of fixated on Cool Kid almost missing that A trigger and getting pushed out of the wall.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he got hit by a fireball on the bottom block, though.
And that, like we said earlier, is the difference in this game. You know, Cool Kid was just maybe a couple frames from a disaster, and then he averted it, and Beef Watson was probably a couple frames from a disaster, and he was not able to get out of the way. So that's Rockman 2 in a nutshell. And top block this time for Beef. You can take damage on top block and not have any problems. So he goes ahead and does that. Even if you get knocked back, of course, you will land on the middle block. But Cool Kid maintaining his very, very solid pace into Wily 3.
Yeah, pretty strong Wily 1 and 2. Kind of the next big stage you would expect to potentially swing things would be Wily 4, but the lead is starting to grow with that Wily 1 death to the point where even a disaster in Wily 4, and I think Cool Kid probably maintains his lead.
It is looking that way. There are some very, very punishing deaths later on, but you're right. He's got a pretty humongous lead here. He's probably going to have to make multiple big mistakes, and we're talking about, like, you know, death in View Beam Room or death to Wily Machine in Wily 5, which I didn't notice if Cool Kid is actually on 0 lives or not.
He does have a 1-up. So
he does have a 1-up?
Yeah, he's safe from that.
All right, so yeah, I didn't know if he had gotten the safety 1-up, but yeah, it's going to be tough sledding here for Beef, and it's disheartening. I mean, he was having a really good, consistent run there, and it's just like one little thing goes wrong in this game, and it's just such a huge punish.
That's the way it goes. Oh no, the 4 jump. 4 jump with the bonk.
4 jump bonk from Cool Kid. So he's going to lose a little bit of time here, but he is easily on 27 pace here. These last 3 stages will take him roughly 5 minutes plus, unless things go terribly wrong. But Wily 4 is up first. You're going to get to see quite a bit of tech here from Cool Kid. He's going to set up. He's going to pull out the item 3 here. Get ready for this mini zip over the Met. That's up first.
This is such a fun stage.
I love this stage, man. I don't know why everybody hates on this stage. Nice climb. And there's the fake floor item 3. That saves a little bit of time as well. That's kind of a new strat. Again, Prizzy, who's found some of the new strats, got people going on that one. Shoutouts to Prizzy.
Very nice climb for Cool Kid there. I think the only thing he missed was the little gap jump he goes for.
Yeah. Being a Mega Man 1 runner, again, he does go for that, which it's like super tricky, but I mean, he's used to it. He's good at it.
Doesn't cost much time to go for anyhow.
Nah, not a lot. And he's in good shape here. He's got plenty of item 1, and he's got to avoid a delay scroll here. He successfully does. Delay scroll is actually just an instant death that can happen during that screen transition we just saw, and thankfully it hasn't happened to anybody in the tournament yet. But
he's scaring me with those A triggers.
Dude, All right, so Cool Kid does successfully eject from the ceiling, and that was kind of the one thing that could have maybe saved Beef, is if Cool Kid had failed his ejection, taken too much damage, died in this room. But he is looking strong as he hits the second double and the damage transfer. Well, not a lot of outs for Beef at this point. He's really going to have to hope for some really sloppy refights. But we have seen Cool Kid kind of living on the edge here. He hasn't backed off any strats, so you know it could be a situation where Cool Kid maybe doesn't get any health refills during refights and he takes a death. I could see that happening.
Yeah. But again, with the extra life, he's certainly got a little bit of a cushion here.
Well, maybe he'll die twice.
Maybe. We can only hope, right?
Probably not, as he's off to a fine start versus Quickman, not taking much damage. In fact, he took 1 hit. But
I would say the big drama here is how low is this run going to be for Cool Kid?
I think you're right. I would have to agree with you there. Really nice clash fight. He's going to head into wood as he is taking the traditional route, which you see most of our runners go for. There are a few that will start air first. And he does the TAS wood, which is a much more difficult variation, but saves about a second because you're closer to the teleporter when you finish Woodman off.
Yeah, that was fancy. Not the nicest pattern here from Airman.
No, Airman not cooperating. So Cool Kid is a little low on life. If he takes a hit here, Heatman is going to start this fight over again. Cool Kid's got the rhythm, though. No dice for Heatman. Sorry, Heatman.
Yeah, it's not a good place to be rooting for Cool Kid to make a mistake. It's just not going to happen.
Yep, and you can see he gets that 2-bubble pattern and just destroys Bubble Man. What a fight.
Yeah, I really like his 2-bubble fight. He just looks so fancy.
Just really solid stuff from Cool Kid. Beef, meanwhile, he is making his way through. So now at this point, he's just got to pray for Overzip and Wily 6, and then followed by Hug the Alien, right? Like that's basically where it's at right now for him. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Okay, he's just gonna.
Oh, he's resetting this. Oh my goodness, he's getting a little too fancy here. Just go. Yep, there you go, Beef. Just let it go, man.
Man, he item 1'd over that Stomper twice. I'm actually impressed by that.
That's not easy to do. So he's going to have a little bit of a trickier fight here, but he does have a little extra item 1. He's going to get one more. That's nice. So he may be able to zip in the final stage. But Cool Kid, as you mentioned, the real key to this now is just how low is his 27 going to be. I'm going to say he is going to get a 2707 is going to be my prediction. What are you going to call it?
Oh, man. I didn't see his teleport timeout, but yeah, I'm going to say like 2710.
And successfully into the door. If he is able to avoid hugging this alien, Cool Kid will have closed out Game 1 in convincing fashion. Let's see that mashing.
Beef is through Wily 4. Oh yeah, this is going to be pretty low.
And looks... Oh! I jinxed it, man.
He messed up your prediction.
You got it, dude. I think it was a 10. It was a 10. You got it.
It was going to be 2707, but he missed the last bubble.
See, you bet on Cool Kid to mess up in that fight.
Oh,
I can't believe you did that. How could you?
That'll be the last time I do that.
No, you were right. You were right to bet against him.
Yeah.
You got the correct time. So Cool Kid 2710 is one of the top times in the tournament so far. I think we saw a couple 26s from Cypher early on, but that is Cool Kid's best time in the tournament so far. I know that.
Yeah, that's a very good run. That's going to win most of his matches.
Yeah, there's not too many people you're really worried about when you get a 2710. But prior to this, Cool Kid had a 2720, but his average was only 2829, so he's been having some struggles here and there. And even though he pulled off that Game 1, Game 2 is around the corner, and we don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have to wait and see. But for now, Beef trying to finish things off here. Not getting any help from Airman, unfortunately, and a really ugly pattern there, so he's going to have to stand in the corner.
Yeah, not a whole lot he could do with that one. Oh, no!
Yeah, those little jumps, man. So thankfully, Beef does have plenty of health here. He's not too concerned. He's also taking a bit safer on Heat. And, you can't blame anybody because Heat does a lot of body damage or contact damage, like when he hits you. So no need to take a risk at this point. He's just finishing the run out here.
Yeah, getting a little bit of practice in for Game 2.
Yeah, practice is helpful. But yeah, this had been a pretty solid run, sans that death on the Dragon. I mean, that is one of the most costly deaths in the game. I would say it's at least a minute, but probably more.
Sure. And, when you have a mistake like that, and then your opponent gets a 27-10, you can't, beat yourself up too much.
Yeah, you're kind of probably thinking like, yeah, I wasn't going to win that one anyway, but yeah, Beef handling things. He's only got the one Clash Bomb, and he knows the backup, so nice mashing there with the Metal Blades. He's going to be on through to the final stage and take his crack at the alien.
Yeah. So yeah, Cool Kid decided that it was elimination round and time to step his game up.
Yeah, he's been waiting. He's been waiting for this, but that's only game 1, though. I mean, I'm still waiting to see. Something could happen in game 2. Although, I'll tell you what, when you get a 27-10, that's got to do wonders for your confidence for game 2.
Yeah, nice one-item setup for Beef there.
Well done, and he is going to make sure he makes it in the room there. No over-zipping for Beef.
Let's see what kind of alien he gets.
Got off to a little bit of a slow start there, so I think he's finishing things a little more cautiously, and he does get the job done there at around 30-40. So Beef, I think he would have gotten a 29, a low 29 there, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see. He looks like he may be going into practice mode here. He might want to look at a couple things before he goes to game 2, or not. Or not. We'll see. Let's check on our racers here. See if they're going to be taking a small break. I think. Yep, we're gonna have a small break, and then we'll be right back with game 2. Now, Fasta, you're in an interesting situation here because you're facing the winner of this match, so you're kind of getting a sneak preview of what you might be up against.
Yeah, I'm in the best seat in the house for scouting my competition.
Yeah. So. Luckily for you, you can get sub 27-10. You do have that very low 27 as your PB, so you can beat Cool Kid. So it's not it's not insurmountable. But yeah, it's probably gonna be a little tough to watch.
Yeah, I mean, when I sit and watch a potential future opponent get a 27-10, I'm not liking my chances in the next round too much, but. You can only control what you can control. You go out and do the best race you can, and you have to hope your opponent makes a mistake because, Cool Kid is one of the best runners of this game, and if he plays this game, he's going to beat just about anybody.
That's true. Well, I'm going to cheer you up a little bit. Let me go over some of Cool Kid's previous times from the group stages. He had a 29-23.
Okay, yeah.
28-13.
All right.
28-58.
Okay, I can beat those. You
can beat those.
But,
I think I think Cool Kid he may be expending all of his good play a little too early, before he faces you, and he might find himself in a world of trouble when you're reeling off those 27s and he's back in 28 land.
Yeah, that's definitely how it works. Hopefully he wastes his 27s here. He only has so many of them for this tournament.
Yeah, I think that's true. In Rockman 2, you really only have so many 27s that are going to happen for you in race settings. I mean, come on, folks. All right, looks like these guys have entered the race for game 2. So they're just going to take a little bit of time here before they ready up, and then they're going to be off with the second game. So for those of you that missed it, as you can see, Cool Kid had a very, very nice run there. He had a 27, I believe it was actually an 09 is what the chat was saying. And that's about as good as it's going to get. So Beef, on the other hand, he had a little bit of a flub in Wily 1, but outside of that, he played well. So I still think game 2, really anybody's game. Cool Kid just, he has to avoid making a big mistake, but that's not always easy to do in this game.
Sure. And you just reeled off his times from the first round, and a couple of those times at least, Beefwatson is able to beat. He's easily capable of a mid to low 28. No question. So our runners have readied up, so we're going to be getting into game 2 here pretty quickly, and you didn't get to hear our commentary for Flashman last time, so I hope you guys are ready. We had some tech issues there briefly, but you're going to get all the Flashman's commentary you can handle right now. Oh, man. I don't know that I'm ready for that.
You don't know if you can do it again? It was too good. That's the problem.
Yeah, I can't that was the best commentary of my lifetime, and I think that it's just lost to the ether forever now. It makes me sad.
It was me too. You're right, dude. I don't think we can top that. I don't think we can top it. Well, at least we'll get to enjoy the nice, blue stage with the flashing lights. It's fun to look at. All right, I think we're getting started here, and they're off. So Flashman, of course, as we see Beefwatson getting out the birds there. I think those are the rally birds. He's trying to rally for game 2.
Let me carry him to victory.
Yeah, that's how it works. So yeah, the main thing here, these guys just want to avoid taking too much damage. Beef notably actually takes a little extra damage by running into that enemy rather than getting hit by the bullet, which coolkid did, and he takes a little bit more, but he does he got a refund though. He did pick up a small health after he got hit, so he's actually in okay shape. But again, you just don't, there's some damage you can't avoid in this stage, so you just don't want to take too much damage heading into the Flashman fight because he can kill you.
Yeah, that guy on the first screen is a jerk. He can just snipe you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Total RNG.
Yeah.
And both players handling the tin can very nicely. That is another big source of damage. So the both of them avoiding that means that their chances against Flashman are quite good.
Yeah. coolkid had a really strong fight his first time. Beef was about 5 seconds slower. He ended up getting flashed, so we'll see if he can correct his mistake from the first game.
Yeah, this is one of the tougher fights, if not the toughest fight in the entire game. You're trying to land 14 shots and do all this crazy movement before Flashman does his flash. And coolkid is up first. He's handling it like the pro that he is, and narrowly avoids getting flashed, as does Beef. Nicely done.
Good fights. We got a little sparkly finish for coolkid there.
That's not the good sparkle, though. I'm going to have to call that out. I'm sorry. Coolkid. You didn't get the good sparkle. That's the good one is when the blocks actually are flashed as well.
Yeah, try harder next time. Yep.
You should have been a frame earlier or later, whatever it is. But, so yeah.
The idea of the Flashman fight is he will flash you after a set amount of time walking. So the goal of the fight is to shoot him every time he lands to make him jump. And if you keep him like kind of juggling him that way in the air, then he'll flash you later.
So Heatman is, of course, where we're headed to get item 1, the most desirable item in the game. Probably in any... I mean, can you imagine if item 1 was in other Mega Man games? It would be really good, right?
I mean, it kind of is. You got like Super Arrow, which is like item 1 and a super speed weapon. And it does damage to things.
So is it better than item 1?
I would say so.
Okay. Well, I guess they should have Super Arrow for this game. Then that would make it even better. But then you couldn't get in the ceiling, though, right? Like you wouldn't be able to zip.
That's a point. That's a good.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I would love to see what the time for this game would be if you had Super Arrow in place of item 1.
Somebody make a ROM hack.
You could Super Arrow this entire screen. Like, sure, you zip half of it, but you could just Super Arrow through all of it.
Item 2 wouldn't even be like necessary, right? Like,
no, not at all.
You could just. So who would hold Super Arrow is the question, though. Like, who's guarding that? Would it still be Would it be Airman? Would they just replace item 2? Is that what we're going for?
Oh man, that's a good question. So in Mega Man 5, the shield weapon user has it. So maybe would.
Ah, good point. Okay, I like this. So both of our players advancing well. They did not fall prey to any of the pitfalls in the stage. coolkid maintaining his slight lead. Beefwatson using the flash strat again to protect himself. He has a little bit more health. coolkid can only take 1 contact damage from Heatman. So he's going to do his little buffer jumps and hope to avoid Heatman.
Yeah, you're hoping for a lot of 30 frame charges here. There's a lot of potential RNG in this fight.
30, 60, and 90 frames are the variables that you're going to get in between those attacks. So coolkid with not the greatest pattern ever, but he's still out of there at a decent pace.
Yeah, I think it was a 408 or 409 kill. That's really strong.
And ooh, things getting a little dangerous there for Beef, but he had plenty of health. He was all right.
Yeah, nobody dies to contact damage in that fight.
Never happened.
Nope.
Nobody dies in the next stage either. This next stage is like the easiest stage.
Certainly not runners of this caliber anyway.
So yeah, up next, these guys are headed to air, of course. No route variations just yet. We're gonna see the same route here. So Cool Kid handled the open air section very well in game one. It seems like he kind of found his rhythm. We'd both been watching him earlier, and he was having some struggles, but looked pretty strong. Let's see if he can replicate what he did last time.
Yeah, Cool Kid to me is one of those guys that always seems to step his game up when it matters most.
Yeah, he's played in quite a few live events, although he does take the wrong damage knockback there, so he's kind of a little bit out of rhythm, but he recovers okay. He looks okay. And he's through.
Handles it just fine.
Yeah,
get behind him. Takes that deboost fine. See if he can avoid the damage on the last guy this time. He doesn't, so...
He doesn't, but I think he got the despawn because his health is still very high.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, so that's enough to take 3 hits from Airman, so they're both fine health-wise.
Yeah, both of these guys are safe in that regard, as long as they don't take any bird damage. That's never happened to anyone either, but I guess it could potentially happen.
Yeah.
So Cool Kid getting the bird to spawn from the left there.
Yep, and you see him collide into the turbine there, take them both out.
Getting the job done. Beef does the same. Nice despawn for him. Cool Kid got a really, really strong pattern last time, and he's very adept at handling pretty much any pattern that Airman can throw. Even when he gets Legacy pattern, he'll still get like 5 shots in somehow. Like, there it is. Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, that's
How
beautiful.
do you do that? Like, I can't even understand. So yeah, terrible pattern, but Cool Kid still handles it very, very well.
Man, Airman hates Beefwatson today.
Yeah, not getting the greatest patterns.
The second and third pattern were better, but yeah, you got the worst pattern opening after a bad pattern last time and a bad refight pattern too.
Right. Airman can just do that to you, man. I mean, you just can't count on anything. Don't count on any favors from old Airman. He's not in that business.
No. If you're less than 14 health, you can just expect him to give you an awful pattern and kill you, just because.
Yeah, that's what he likes to do.
Yeah.
Can't blame the guy. I mean, he's doing his job. You can't be that mad at him.
That's true. We're actually going into his house.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? He was probably just trying to relax, have himself a nice afternoon. Mega Man shows up. What the hell?
Yeah. All right, see if Cool Kid. He's going to go for Biggie, and we'll probably see Beef go for the second screen zip again. Oh, man.
Twice in a row. This, just make a note, everybody. You'll never see this again. Cool Kid has missed Biggie 2 times in a row. For the first and probably last time ever. So Beef, is he actually going to take the lead? No, not quite.
Yeah, the backup for failing the way Cool Kid did is not that bad.
It's not.
It's probably only 3 seconds slower than like Beefwatson's strat, I would say.
You think that's it? Yeah, I would. It's between 3 and 5. I think that sounds about right. So Beef though did gain some time back. So once again keeping himself in it. That's what he's got to do.
Ooh, Cool Kid having some trouble with item 1s here.
Oh wow, yeah, Cool Kid having to climb that ladder all the way.
Keep in mind that 2709 that Cool Kid had last run was with a missed Biggie.
Yeah.
Pretty close to the difference between a 26 and a 27.
Yep. That's very true.
Look at this.
All right, well, our runner is making it entertaining for us so far. Cool Kid recovering there after a little bit of a struggle early on in the stage, so he's going to be on in the boss fight, where he does have a decided advantage because he is using the Prizzy strat. So no matter what pattern Cool Kid gets, as long as he can react to the jump from Clashman, then he is going to get a quick kill.
I was thinking that Beef's item 3s were a little different because he missed the jump off the first one, but he actually looks like that's just his strat there.
Yeah, I think he does a different style.
So Beef does get like the backup quick kill there. And there's still, 5, 6
yeah,
seconds.
looks like about 6 seconds to me. So Beefwatson right in there. And if he can keep his consistent play up, he's going to give himself a shot here.
Yeah, this is what you hope for if you're Beef. You just want to keep it close.
Yep. He's probably very pleased right now. I'm not sure if he's screen watching. I know Cool Kid said that he was going to do it. He hasn't been doing it in the past, but he did mention that he was going to do it this time around. So again, we see Beef getting that one up. Now that first one up, it should be noted, is a little bit slower to get than the second one, but it's also no risk. You're not putting yourself in harm's way when you get that one up, versus the second one where you could get hit by a laser.
Yeah, we've definitely seen people die on the screen trying to get the second one up in this tournament.
And Cool Kid is approaching there, and because he got the one up last time, I would expect that he's going to probably try to get it again this time, and we see Beef again struggling with that item 1 setup. Gets it on the second try.
Yeah, that's been torturing our runners today.
It's a rough one, man. I've never felt like totally comfortable with that setup. No matter how much you practice it, you always feel like just a little bit awkward.
Yep, Cool Kid snags his one up without issue, and he's preparing for this last zip.
All right, let's see if he stops pretty early again here. He's going to want to avoid getting too close to the door. Oh,
Ooh.
Just
not bad early.
Cutting it a little close there, but he did stop in time, so no soft lock there.
Yep.
And
beautiful zip for Cool Kid.
Beefwatson not far behind. He is zipping. He's going to stop very early. He really wants to avoid that soft lock.
Beautiful fight for Cool Kid.
Cool Kid is just a master of the quick man fight. I'll tell you what. It's a pleasure to watch.
It's a really important fight. It's probably one of the hardest ones in the game because quick man moves really, I mean, obviously quickly, but his patterns are pretty random, and being able to react to everything is difficult to do.
It is. It all happens fast, and you just have to. And you don't want to gamble either. There's like spots where you can take a chance of like he's going to do either A or B. You never want to try to predict what he's going to do because he will do the opposite. It's guaranteed.
Yeah, a lot of experience in the fight is certainly helpful. Beef, neither of them missed a crash bomb in that fight in either fight, so that's impressive.
Yeah, that's what's important. So Cool Kid going to take another crack at the dog scrolls here. He had pretty decent ones the first time around. Gets himself a little bit of a low setup, but he's able to get to screen 2 there with 1 wiggle. Another wiggle on into screen 3, and he slightly overzips, but that's thankfully on screen 3 you can overzip.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Stopping 1 tile short on the dog scrolls isn't bad because you can do a 1 tile jump wiggle and it won't affect the rest of it. You move down 1 tile every time you do a jump wiggle. So like if you're 2 tiles away and you end up doing like 2 jump wiggles to make the end of the screen, it actually affects your ability to do the rest of the zips properly.
Yeah, that's what you really want to avoid, and Cool Kid was successful in doing so, and as long as he doesn't die too early here, which he doesn't, he is on into the boss corridor, and he'll have an easy time with Woodman because he's got Airman's weapon, and it's just going to take a couple shots, and we have simultaneous boss fights here. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, both of these fights are pretty simple.
Simultaneous kills. Don't
Unlike
see
the
that
quick
very
man
often.
fight. Actually, Air and Quick are both really difficult fights to do properly, but these ones are mostly free.
I would agree. Yeah, it's nice that there's kind of a variation in the fights in this game. You've got some that are pretty free, and then you've got some that are like insanely difficult. So there is some balance there. So now we're gonna see things flip flopped. Beefwatson gonna be taking on wood, and Cool Kid gonna be taking on metal. So Beef in the first game elected to not go for dog scrolls, and I would expect that that's just going to be his strat. I don't think he's going to try to go for anything right now.
Yeah, I would agree.
Although we'll see.
I would say wood is probably like 20 to 25 seconds longer than metal. So they both entered at the same time. That's about the lead that Cool Kid has here.
Yeah, Cool Kid again is just really putting on a clinic at this point. Like, other than missing Biggie, he just hasn't had mistakes that are going to cost you a lot. I mean, he had a little bit of trouble in Clash there in the beginning of the climb, but really outside of that, his play is just so clean.
Yeah, it's really impressive to watch.
Beef almost died there. He was like pixels from death.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell because there's like invisible pits here. You have to know where they are. But yeah, Beef was pretty close to one.
All right, but he looks like he made it. So Cool Kid finishing off Metal Man. He'll be headed on into Bubble. I mean, are we looking at a sub-16 kill this time? No, probably not that good.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite that good, but he's definitely in a place where, low 27, maybe high 26 if he plays really well again.
Yeah, and Beef's just kind of got to be frustrated right now. Is like, is coolkid ever gonna make a mistake? Is he ever gonna mess up? Guy's a machine.
That jump right there with like the frogs above you is a little scary.
Oh, it's very scary. I've actually seen coolkid die to those frogs many, many times, but I think whatever was tripping him up, he figured out and got corrected. It should be noted that coolkid has played this game more than anybody recently. He's got like 8,000 attempts plus under his belt. So he really has a wealth of experience and just knows what to do in all kinds of different situations.
See if he has similar success with the item 2 zip that he did last time. So you see some people place this item 2 to the left. coolkid places it right and gets it there.
Second try isn't too bad, so he's essentially not losing time.
Ooh. Nice, Beef. That's the faster setup for that zip there. You can place the top item 1 higher, and then you place like a little helper item 1 to jump up to it.
Yeah, that's a slick strat. Zoda used to do that strat a lot, and you don't see it quite as much anymore, so it's nice to see that.
Yeah, that was a beauty.
The dreaded 3 bubble. So
yeah,
cool.
It's really slow.
coolkid losing about, I mean, what does that cost? Like 2 seconds worth of lag that fight, or is it 3? It's substantial. It's not like a small cost, but he's about on the same pace he was last time. I think he's 3 seconds slower than his pace last time. So really, really, really consistent play from coolkid here, and Beefwatson also getting that terrible, terrible 3 bubble. So he's unfortunately not able to capitalize on coolkid's bad luck.
No, but this is a pretty strong 8 robots for Beef.
Yeah, this is nice. This is well below 17 minutes, which is what you're shooting for. You get to this stage of the tournament, you really got to be under 17 minutes after your robot stages to have a chance.
Yeah, it feels like he's probably pretty close to his PB.
I think you're right. Yeah. So I'm
his
hoping
PB's at 28:30. So
I hope he doesn't like have. He's probably using his normal splits right now, but because that can add pressure too. Like, never mind being in a race. If you're like on PB pace, that's just an additional layer of pressure that you really don't need.
Yeah, you want to play really well in a race, but not that well.
Yeah.
Nobody needs that.
Yeah, nobody needs to be going into Wily 4 on PB pace within like 10 seconds of coolkid. That really is not necessary.
That first zip setup, the way coolkid does it, is so fast.
It is. It's incredible. So I'm guessing he is probably going to go for the second zip again. No reason not to. Got
Beautiful.
it.
It's interesting. Beef takes the extra tick of item 2. He did the strat in the first screen that you would do there.
Yeah,
but he doesn't jump across from the top like you do.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know why you would do that. That's the whole point for me, is that you can jump from the top, so you cannot mess up the placement essentially. Like, yeah. It just removes a possible error.
So now he has 2 ammo. He did the same thing in the first race. I was wondering if that was yeah. Again, he made a quick decision like he did last time and grabbed the ladder. So I've seen people not be able to read that correctly and fall. So
he's on top of that, man. Like, yeah. I've definitely fallen there when I've like noticed too late and just like, oh, well, there goes 20 seconds.
Yeah, instead he loses 4 seconds for not getting the zip. It's a big improvement over falling.
Big difference, and he is staying within range as long as I'm guessing he's going to go top block again here. He had that death to the dragon last time, and he does not want to repeat it.
Man, it's easy for that to get in your head.
So easy.
Like no,
he's safe though.
Yep, he got it.
Nice mashing too. So coolkid, this A trigger might be in his head a little bit. Nope, maybe not.
Yeah, he's had trouble with the A trigger in the last run, but he didn't fail it. He just jumped and didn't push left three times in the last run.
I swear, he is the only person that I see do that. I've seen him do that like a lot too, but it's like nobody else. Like, if you miss that A trigger, you missed it. It's not like you get a second chance.
Solid quarter for coolkid there. Only 1 small drop.
That's what you want to see. Beefwatson getting ready to set up his zip, and he is into the ceiling. Nice zip there.
Did he pick up a refill? Because I saw him B-trigger that zip there.
I did not notice if he picked up the refill, but I'm guessing if he just wants to B-trigger, he may take that damage in Wily 4 in the first spike room to save an item 1.
Yeah, so you don't have enough item 1, even with that D-boost, to B-trigger both that zip, the first Wily 2 one and the last Wily 4 one.
Yeah.
So I know a couple other people do this, will B-trigger the last Wily 4 zip, since that one is like more crucial.
True. That's true, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of different strategies out there. You know, Cypher, who you would think, well, he has the biggest advantage. He's the #1 seed. He's the world record holder. He actually gets extra item 1, and I think it's smart, too. I do, because he's basically preserving his advantage is what he's doing. He's saying, look, I'm not going to mess up an A-trigger because I got this extra item 1, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, when you're faster than the field, you can afford to do stuff like that and just protect the advantage you have by by virtue of the fact that you're just faster than everybody else at this game.
Right.
I'll be curious if he ends up in a final with coolkid, someone who's of similar speed, if he'll cut out any of the slower strats, or if he'll just go with what got him there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that as well. But they both have a long road ahead of them. Both of them have had their struggles along the way, so you know they're gonna have to fight it out here. And coolkid is showing some fight though. He's again on that low 27 pace. And makes it through that early part of Wily 3. If you were hoping to guess fishes in this race, I'm sorry we've disappointed you in that regard, but you know, the meme is not strong enough yet, I think. It's... Alright, so...
Beef keeping things a lot closer in this race. Like, he's within a Wily 4 mistake of catching up to coolkid here.
Yeah, no question.
This has been a really, really solid run for both runners.
I mean, if nothing else, man, let's hope that Beef can get a PB out of this. I mean, that would be insane. Getting a PB in a race is a really, really rare thing to see.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to deal with the ice cream truck.
I was wondering what that was.
It's 5 o'clock.
It's that time. Get your money out. Get your money out, kids.
Some people have police sirens, and I've got an ice cream truck. got Mr. Rogers outside. Beautiful day in the neighborhood over here.
All right, coolkid is off in Wily 4. So let's see here. He's gonna get that first zip over the Met. Nice item 3 drop there. A little boost into the next item 3 drop, final item 3 drop, and he has made that first part of the climb into the vertical zip, which he gets, and then he's going to set up another corridor zip here.
Mega Man can sure support a lot of weight on his toes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was on like the very last pixel of that item 3.
Hey man, he's strong. He's a strong robot.
Yeah, Dr. Light knew what he was doing.
So coolkid actually skipped the, he took damage there, so he preserved some item 1.
I think he did the same last time. I think he had 3 item 1s at the end, if I remember right.
Okay, good call. So looks like no mistakes here, unless a delay scroll happens, and it doesn't. Coolkid is maintaining his lead. Got to set up this zip and make sure he doesn't overzip. An overzip would not quite give Beefwatson the lead, but it would put him very, very close.
Good job for coolkid. It's a high-pressure situation when you know your opponent's also in Wily 4.
Yeah.
That last zip is really crucial.
And coolkid doing everything just right. He's got to hit this last double. He does. No problem.
What can you do if you're Beefwatson when your opponent just nails Wily 4 like that?
You know, and he's on, too. I mean, some days you're on, some days you're not. Coolkid is most assuredly on today. No question about it. The way he's been playing has been ultra consistent. And Beef, you got to hand it to him, man. He's put up a good run this time. Ooh,
oh, that's unfortunate.
He has that same struggle he had last time, and he's going to immediately go ahead this time. He's not going to mess around with the shenanigans like he did last time.
Yeah, that might have cost him a PB. I'm not sure, but it looked like he was on PB pace there.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate one. Cool Kid, meanwhile, taking a damageless Quickman fight, so he is really just on point right now. And hits the Clash Man fight. Let's see if
Clash
he can
Man
get...
fight looks so good.
It does.
It's so fast. I love it.
Thank you, Prizzy. Alright, and Taz Wood again! Wow!
And Beef gets the double there. That's good.
So Beef, I would say, could actually still get a PB on this pace right now.
He can.
Yeah, he can. It's going to depend on refights for him, but he's, typically you can, about 3 minutes and 10 seconds is enough, even if you don't get great refights, and that's kind of right where he is. So let's hope for that PB. As Cool Kid takes on Heatman without much problem.
Heatman had him pinned against the wall there, but he had just enough space.
Cool Kid knows what he's doing. He's like, I got a pixel here to spare. It's fine.
Oh, that fight is beautiful.
Wow, that 3 bubble. All right, nice fight for Beef. He does take the health. I'm kind of curious. He didn't really... I guess, you know what? He does have one problem. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a problem. Never mind.
Yeah, he does have 2 crash bombs.
Yeah.
Oh.
His problem right now is that Clash Man is kicking his butt. But
yeah, that Clash fight wasn't as beautiful. Oh,
so
menu. Alright. Cool Kid through. He's probably looking at a similar time to his first race.
Okay, and then Beef wisely skipping that health drop. He really doesn't need health now. Airman, be a bro. Come on, give him the... Oh, you jerk.
What a jerk.
Really? So Beef actually going to switch it up to Buster there, and instead of using Wood, so he's these refights are not going well for him right now. It's really sad because he was on a pace that he could have PB'd from.
I'm going to say 27:08 for Cool Kid.
I'm going to go with 27:10 this time, stealing your strat.
Oh, man.
I didn't see the teleport time either. That was last time I had seen it. I had the advantage.
Yeah, I turned the tables on you there. Wow.
06.
That's really good.
Well, sometimes Cool Kid is going to be Cool Kid, and that time is right now. So congrats to him advancing to top 8 with some very, very strong performances. He just put the entire rest of the tournament on notice. Hey, I'm Cool Kid. I can play this game, and I'm coming for you. Watch out.
Yeah, that beats the PBs of most of the people left in this tournament.
Yeah, it does. So Beef, on the other hand, does manage to get through there. So it looks like he is not going to get a PB, but he is going to be a really, really close to his PB. I think he's going to get he can still get a 3x, I believe. Let's see.
Yeah, such a shame about that Wily 4-zip.
Yeah, my heart goes out to him, man. I mean, he's really just played a hell of a match here, but Cool Kid, I mean, what are you going to do?
Nice wiggles there.
All right, let's hope he can finish it off strong this time. He had a little struggle in the last Wily fight early on, so hopefully he gets his rhythm here, gets those. It's really getting those like first 6 shots in can be a little tricky.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's more of a left side kill kind of guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, the way he's going for it looks like it, you're right. So 27:35, or 28:35, my bad.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
5 seconds off his PB. It's
5
a really good
seconds. That was an amazing run. I mean, missing that Wily 4 zip is well over 5 seconds lost there. I mean, that's probably like at least 10 seconds. So great job by Beef, man. You know what? He's not gonna win this match, but he played his heart out.
Yeah, that was impressive. Both runners played really well in that last game. Man, I feel bad for Cool Kid's next opponent. that guy's in for
that
a real
guy
show.
is in trouble, man. He's in some serious trouble. I mean, Cool Kid just demonstrating, hey, I'm gonna get consistently low 27s. Who wants to play me?
Try to keep up.
All right, I am gonna check and see if Cool Kid wants to do an interview. I don't know that Beef. I'm gonna ask him as well, but I don't know that he actually uses a mic. So let me check with our runners. See if we can get these guys in here. Oh, I think it looks like we are gonna get an interview in here.
Oh, nice.
So let's just see. We're gonna have to just tell them how to join this, and then they will be in here to join. So what are you gonna do to prepare now, Fasta? Now that you've kind of seen Cool Kid in action, like, are you gonna change your preparation at all, or is this just kind of like gonna be business as usual for you?
I mean, there's not really anything to prepare for. Like, all I can do is just hope that Cool Kid doesn't play like this, because I'm not beating this. There's no amount of prep work I can do in the next week that's gonna allow me to beat these type of times. So.
Well, I think that a lot of people believe in you and that, you're clearly capable of a 26 yourself. I think that's evident by your PB. What do you have, a 2702? I believe we have Cool Kid here, so we'll have to revisit that. But Cool Kid, congratulations. Those were some fantastic runs. Your play was ultra consistent. You've successfully intimidated everybody that's remaining in the tournament. How do you feel right now?
Good. Mission accomplished. But I'm very happy with both of my runs, really. They couldn't have gone much better, so really happy.
So I want to ask you, the only real struggle you had was with the trick that is, of course, named for you. Did that get in your head at all, like when you were missing that? I mean, that's something you're so consistent with usually.
Yeah, it did get in my head in the second race. Like in the second race, I was like, okay, I got a really good opening in the second race for being a race. I was thinking, okay, this can be something. This can be an even better run. But then when I failed Biggie again, I was like, I just kind of lost some of my fire. But I still managed to get a good run afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of that Clash stage was pretty rough, but you recovered really well from there, and then your second run ended up even better than your first one.
Yeah, I did not think it's gonna go that way, but yeah, my Wily stage has been really good tonight.
I'm wondering what you did kind of between your last few races and this one to just to put on this show that you did, because you had some 28s, some 29s, which are uncharacteristic for you. Was that just kind of that was a fluke, and now you're just, hey, this is my normal way of playing, or what?
My last race against Fats, I unfortunately got sick that weekend, but I decided to play out the games anyway. But I did not have a great set of great races against him. I don't remember what happened. I think I got like a 29-28 to my first match. But yeah, I'd say this is kind of level I'm looking to play at.
Do you have any plans on getting sick in the future?
Now again, yeah, I'm really happy. Especially my first race, I got a set of really good refights that were not far off my gold, even though I got a 3-cycle airman. So now really happy.
Yeah, I mean, both of those runs were pretty much just a biggie away from a 26. That's really impressive for a race. So hopefully you continue the rest of the tournament just as strong.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're actually in a rare situation here where you have your next opponent in the call. Is there anything that you would like to say to Facet CC, who you'll be facing off against next?
Do you want to race now? Let's go.
Perfect.
I think I'm gonna have to pass on that one, actually.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, let's race at a later point.
Yeah, but again, just a really impressive showing. So look forward to taking my medicine, and hopefully I can at least give you a match.
Yeah, I really look forward to our match. And again, thank you guys very much for commentating the race.
Yes.
Hey guys, you know.
All right. Well, thank you, Cool Kid, for that interview. It looks like Beef Watson has joined us, so we're going to ask him a few questions. So, Beef, you put up a heck of a showing there in that second race, man. It looked like you were on PB pace for a good while. Is that the case?
Yeah, I was a few seconds behind and was kind of teetering around like plus or minus. I was in there until the end, but in that game I was more relaxed. I kind of figured I was nearing my end, and usually I play a little bit better when I'm more relaxed. So that kind of was the case in game 2 there.
Yeah, you played really great. You had some bad luck in refights, is what it looked like. Kind of sealed the deal there. You otherwise, I believe you would have had a shot at it. But Airman he was not being very nice to you today, was he?
No, but refights are definitely not my strong suit, and I knew Cool Kid had a pretty big advantage in that. Yeah, my gold isn't actually that good, so I knew that was. I actually wasn't watching or doing any screen watching. So how close was the second match there?
You kept it very close, which is saying something, because Cool Kid, as you saw, I'm sure in the race spot, you saw the times that he put up. So you really kept it close in that second race, and you were within just striking distance. You needed Cool Kid, of course, to make some kind of mistake, over zipping in Wily 4 or messing up the view beam fight, death and refights, over zip Wily 6, and any of those, and that would have just put you right back in there. But unfortunately, Cool Kid, his consistency was a little bit too strong today, but you definitely put on a great show for everybody, so we appreciate that. And do you have any other thoughts on the race? Anything that you'd want to share?
I think I was just gonna say, thanks for putting on the tournament, everyone involved. I've kind of been dealing with kind of speed, motivation, or lack thereof, and I was pretty excited when you guys announced this tournament, and I think it's actually got me back on track to getting those competitive juices flowing again. So I think this tournament's definitely helped me turn a corner in that regard, and I guess I just look forward to relaxing now and watching the rest of the tournament, which should be fun.
Well, that's awesome to hear, man. I mean, you're definitely capable of improving your PB. There's no doubt about that. So do you think you'll stick with the game and maybe go for that 27?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, as far as like tourney prep, most of what I've been doing is just no reset runs, maybe 1 or 2 a day or every other day. So my focus in this tournament wasn't really PBing at all. It was just, honestly, it was just kind of becoming a better racer, especially in this game. And I definitely think that's helped. But yeah, I'll definitely be going for a 27. I'll probably start streaming attempts, but most of the prep was offline and just kind of very low resets. But I'll be sticking with this game for a while for sure.
That's really great to hear. I mean, obviously the consistency prep paid off, because that last run was like 5 seconds off your PB or something. It was really, really impressive. Just take that consistency into PB attempts. Like probably PBs will just be coming left and right for you.
Yep, and that was pretty much the mentality of it. So, but yeah,
thanks for doing that faster bubble zip setup. That was awesome to see.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, we both got pretty hyped when you did that.
I try to do it every time, but obviously that's never the case. 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, whatever it is. But that one was pretty clean. So, but
gotta save those frames.
Thanks to Cool Kid, and yeah, very strong performance obviously today. So good work.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was really fun racing you again. I'm definitely gonna go back and watch the race, but it seemed like you had a really good run in the second race.
Mm-hmm.
So good job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think think that about wraps it up. So thank you to both of our players, and you go ahead and drop them both a follow. As you can hear, they're both going to be continuing with Rockman 2, so you can see plenty more of that action. And then once you follow them, make sure you follow Speed Gaming as well, because we have plenty more tournament matches coming up. I don't think that we actually have any more scheduled, though, so you're going to have to keep an eye on the schedule. But we have some top 8 competition right around the corner, so you'll definitely want to check that out. And any closing thoughts, Fasta?
No, I mean, I'm just I'm excited. Like, this was the third to last round of 16 match. So we're getting pretty close on having a solidified final 8. And the competition is just getting tighter and tighter and more fierce. So really looking forward to seeing what the rest of the tournament has to offer.
It's going to be exciting. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.